Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam, and today I'm going to be doing the stay-at-home book tag. I lost my phone. I found it. Love that for me. So I wanted to just film, a fun and easy video, especially right now because I am simply waiting for my Instacart person to deliver my groceries, and I was like, wow, so quarantine-y. What better video to film than the stay-at-home book tag? I believe this tag was started by Princess of Paperback, Madison, I think that's her name. Madison at Princess of Paperback. I love her channel, so I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so much fun. So I wanted to just take part in it. No one tagged me. I'm tagging myself because I want to do it. Without further ado, let's just get rolling with the questions. There's like quite a few different prompts here, and I kind of just picked all these books on a whim, but I feel kind of passionate about them. So the first prompt is laying in bed. Been doing a lot of that lately, but laying in bed, it's a book that you could have or have read in a day. And for that, oh no, all my books are out of order. This is so depressing. But for that prompt, I picked Illuminae by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. If you don't know, this is a young adult sci-fi book series, the Illuminae Files, and it is very easily read in a day. I think I read it in 2 days because I was just so busy at the time, but like, I'm not used to holding this book like with this cover on it, and it's so like slippery, flimsy, but it's like multimedia, so it's very easy to get through because the pages aren't filled up. So, but literally so good. Would definitely recommend. I need to read the sequel and just haven't been in the mood to read the sequel. Nothing against this book. It's a fantastic book. So creative. So definitely worth reading in a day because you will be hooked and you will finish it very quickly. Yeah, so that was a pretty easy answer just because of how much this story like hooks you in. Okay, little disclaimer, I'm probably not going to give many summaries for these books unless I feel it is like very necessary, but I will leave all of the books that are like Goodreads links in the description so you can check them out and see what they're all about. Alright, so the second prompt is your guilty pleasure read, and well, the second prompt is snacking. I actually have not been doing a lot of snacking, thank the Lord, but the prompt is a book that is your guilty pleasure read, and I don't really believe in guilty pleasures because one, I tend to like trash, so like I feel like everything I like is a guilty pleasure, but the first book that came to mind was Twilight, which I do not. I own a copy, it's just at my mom's house, not here. So, Twilight, guiltiest of guilty pleasures, if there ever is one. I honestly haven't read this since, like, high school, middle school. I read them in middle school, then reread them in high school, and I have not read them since. Maybe for a good reason, but I'm definitely going to be rereading them now because as of today, they just announced Midnight Sun is finally coming out, and I love the people who like aren't involved in like the book world or in the Twilight world, and they're like, oh my god, a new book, this is crazy, and I'm like, Midnight Sun has been around for forever, she just hasn't published it. So, anyways, gonna be rereading these because Midnight Sun is coming out, and also I'm assuming they're a quick read. I haven't read them in a while, but like, they seem like they're a quick read. Next prompt is Netflix, which I have been doing on occasion, but that is a series that you want to start. And this is a series that I like literally just keep thinking about. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but I like literally can't start it yet. I also barely know the characters in it, but it makes sense when I show you the book, and that is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, the Dark Artifices series. I want to start this so bad. I just want to know everything, but I'm currently working on City of Heavenly Fire. I cannot start this until I finish City of Heavenly Fire, so I'm like, I want to start it. I want to read it right now, but I can't because I've heard like really great things about this series, so I want to read it. I want to read it now. That was fun. But The Dark Artifices is the third Shadowhunter Chronicles books series. So it's the third series in the Shadowhunter world. And I am a sucker for the Shadowhunter world, like a lot of people are. It's a young adult fantasy. It's great. Yeah. Okay, next is Deep Clean, which I should probably do. But that is a book that has been on your TBR for ages, and I am sad to say, yes, I am Sarah J. Maas trash, but I am sad to say that I still have not read Kingdom of Ash. It will happen this year. It will. Probably like August. But I need to read this. I just, like, one, I don't want it to end. Two, it's a hefty book. Yeah, okay, so it's like just under 1,000 pages, but like they're like those Bible thin pages, so I want to read it though. I surprisingly haven't been spoiled for anything that happens. So like, go me. I'm doing good. But yeah, been on my TBR since I finished Empire of Storms. Well, I mean Tower of Dawn, I guess, but I want to read it right now. But I'm in such a Shadowhunter mood that it's like, yes, they're like a very similar mood, but like they're very different at the same time. The next prompt is Animal Crossing, which I also haven't played in like a week. I'm like a fake fan. Whatever. But Animal Crossing, the prompt is a book you recently bought because of hype. And I am just saying, I didn't buy the book because of hype. I listened to the audiobook because of hype. And then I bought it because I loved it. But that was Becoming by Michelle Obama. This deserves every ounce of hype that it gets. It is beautiful and amazing and incredible, and I love this book. Obviously, it's the memoir of Michelle Obama, and I am a big fan. That was a really easy answer. When I read that prompt, I was like, oh my god, Michelle Obama. Alright, so the next prompt is productivity, which I think I've been doing well at, and that is a book that you learned something from or had an impact on you. And honestly, I would just end up picking Becoming by Michelle Obama, but where's the fun in that because I just mentioned this? So I decided to pick another book, and that is The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This is actually a young adult fantasy, so it's like a historical fantasy about the sister of Mozart and how she wants to become a composer, and then her and her brother end up like meeting this like fairy from a different world, and he's like, I can give you what you want, and I can like help you become a composer. And it is just such a magical read. There are so many life lessons because the characters are like children. I forget how old they are in the beginning, but they're like 6 or something, and then they go all the way till they're like 17, 18. There's so many life lessons in this book, and all I could think about while reading it was that I want to read this to my kids one day. I don't know if that's necessarily an impact in the way that the prompt is asking, but like it just had that impact on me of like, wow, this is like, I'm reading it and it is nostalgic and I want it to like be in my life, kind of immortalized in my life, and pass it down generation to generation because I just really thought it was that good. It is such a fairy tale and I adore it so much. Alright, so the next prompt is FaceTime, a book you were gifted. I don't really know if I see the correlation there. Maybe it's because it has to do with another person. I don't know. I'm not really gifted that many books. So this was like kind of a hard one, but I guess I was technically gifted this by my sister, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses, the collector's edition. She also gave me the Throne of Glass one, but we're just going to talk about this. These are stunning. So this is like the little box on the outside, and it has all this gold foiling detail, and then you take the book out, and it has this stunning artwork and on that side, and then this stunning artwork on this side. It's Feyre when she kills the beast. Oh, it's so beautiful. Like, the quality of this book is, like, amazing. It has these lovely gold pages, and then all of the pages are bordered, I don't know if you can see it, with that rose detailing, and it just, like, it is a stunning book. Like, a stunning. And I was, like, so hesitant to, like, I probably will never, but, well, maybe. But I don't actually want to, like, physically read this because I'm afraid of, like, damaging it. But the pages are such, like, high quality that I think, like, even if I were to read it physically, it would not damage the book, like, at all because it is just that well made. Yeah, I have this, and then I also have the Throne of Glass one that were both gifted to me by my sister. So that was a great gift from her because they're beautiful. Alright, was that all of the prompts? Oh, okay, so this prompt is self-care, and that is just a question of what is one thing that you have done during quarantine to, you know, take care of yourself, to look after yourself, and yeah. Honestly, I don't want to say reading, but like reading? Drinking a lot of tea? Those are both things that I love. I've also found it comforting to support Etsy and also smaller bookshops and be like, I've pre-ordered a few books from smaller bookshops, and then I've bought some things on Etsy, some from friends, some from just people I know recommended on Etsy, and yeah, just kind of like supporting other people helps me have a peace of mind. Yeah, other than those, just like reading, because I've really just been enjoying it. It's like the perfect introvert quarantine activity is to read, so love that. The last bonus prompt is name a book coming out soon, and literally the only book I can think of off the top of my head right now is All the Tides and Fate. Is that what it's called? All the Tides and Fate by Adeline Grace. It is the sequel to All the Stars and Teeth. It's also not coming out soon. I mean, 2021 is like sort of soon. Oh, or Midnight Sun, I guess. That's coming out soon. There, double whammy. How about that for a bonus? Got Midnight Sun coming out. You got All the Tides and Fate. That is what it's called, right? Oh, All the Tides of Fate. All the Tides of Fate. Tides and Fate. It kind of makes sense too. But yeah, so if you don't know, Midnight Sun is like a retelling of Twilight, so like that's fun. And then All the Tides of Fate is the sequel to All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace, and I adored that book. I think at the time I gave it like a 3.5, 4 stars, but like since putting it down, like finishing it, I cannot stop thinking about it. So there's mermaids, there's pirates, there's like different kinds of like magic system, there's like blood magic, soul magic, and all these like earth moving magic, and it's just really cool and fun, and I can't stop thinking about it, so I can't wait for All the Tides of Fate to come out next year. Well, I hope you guys are staying well during this quarantine. I hope you're choosing to continue to quarantine. Even if places around you are opening up, you can still kind of do your part and still social distance. And if you guys, I'm not going to tag anyone, but like if you see this video and you feel inclined to do it, I'll leave the prompts in the description. I'm actually very curious. Comment one thing that you guys are doing to, for self-care, because I could probably use some more self-care things, because, you know, couldn't hurt. I hope you guys have a good day, evening, morning, wherever it is that you are, and stay safe.